So Shalom Rabushkin, for those of you who've been following us, as you know, Torah Talks is the home on the internet of the Shalom Rabushkin case. If you go to YouTube and you type in Shalom Rabushkin and you do a search, Levi's face with a beard on it and my face will come up at least half of the hits starting from the top. We are the home, Torah Talks is the home of the Shalom Rabushkin case. We're the ones doing all the work. We're the ones getting all the leads, right? And when he's finally freed, which should happen, Me'er Hashem, soon, it will be because of our doing. All right? You know it. We know it. Make sure to keep giving your checks to support our doing. Having said that pitch, let me tell you what's going on. Big news. This happened Friday. As you know, you might be aware he was up for appeals.
Yeah.
And the appealed justices came in on Friday and denied him a retrial.
Yeah.
And what you need to know is that two things about these justices. As we discussed before, two of the three appellate justices that morning that they heard the case back in whatever it was, June 15th, they sat on another appellate case along with Judge Linda Reed. Why is that important? She was the third justice that day because Judge Linda Reed is the one who presided over the Rabushkin trial in Iowa, and the basis of the appeals that went that day was based on the fact that she had a conflict of interest because she was involved with the prosecution starting before the arrest of Rabushkin. Okay, so the fact that the appeals justices came back and they said, "Oh, no problem, you got a fair trial and the verdict sticks," to me kind of stinks of conflict of interest, kind of stinks of a appearance of impropriety, and I just think it's in bad taste. So from this point forward, the other thing that's important to note is at the appeals itself, the prosecutor was allowed to be in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
The judge, she was allowed to be in the room. The only person that wasn't allowed to be in the room was Rabushkin.
Right.
So, like, did he get who got the fair trial? Who's getting the fair trials here? Who's getting the fair representation? So I smell a rat in all this. Next step is the Supreme Court of the United States, the highest court in the land. And according to Rabushkin's appellate counsel, they're planning to expedite it to get it there as soon as possible. I think it's going to take a while for the case to be heard in D.C. Personally, I think it's going to be a while. I'm saying like 2 to 3 years, and here's my reason. The docket for the Supreme Court right now is so big. They got so much major stuff. I don't think that they're going to get an individual case because they've got Obamacare. They've got a major thing there to deal with. They've got same-sex marriage, which is going to hit their desk. They've got all these little abortion cases from different places in the country. They got their hands full with some big issues that are going to be landmark, right? So I don't think this one's going to be given the expressway. It's going to be back channeled or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be put on a back burner. I think he's at least looking at 2 to 3 years before they decide it.
Backdoor to justice.
Yeah, it's going to be back. So. I mean, like, seriously, what does more America care about? Obamacare ruling or this? You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it's gonna be hard getting it through. But, I think that's where we're at. You have any input?
Lakewood Rove says that Shalom Rabushkin is the Alfred Dreyfus of the Orthodox world. So Alfred Dreyfus, for those who don't know, was a Jewish French military officer who was put on trial and convicted, even though he was innocent, and convicted of like spying for an enemy, and it was just because he was Jewish that he was put on trial and convicted. So the case kind of split France, so that the supporters of the church and the military and the traditionalists sided against Dreyfus because he was Jewish, while the radicals and the leftists sided with Dreyfus. And so it was a big case. Emile Zola, the novelist, wrote a famous novel called I Accuse, and the case kind of split France. And Alfred Dreyfus and his family didn't want to be poster childs for anybody. They just wanted the whole thing to go away. So often, like, people get caught up in these great political disputes, and people become poster childs for justice. Anyway, Shalom Robushkin is like the Alfred Dreyfus of the Orthodox world, according to Lakewood Rob. He's because Shalom Robushkin like symbolizes Orthodox Judaism in a state that doesn't have very many Orthodox Jews and does not look upon them that favorably. He's probably getting the raw deal. So Lakewood Rob also asked, who's going to leave jail first, Shalom Robushkin or